Hello, how are you today? This is JilliBling. Today's project is using Regal Reindeer Bundle. And this card, cute, sidestep card, and it was copied from Tami White, Stamp with Tami. So, I have a template for this, and I have all the sizes. And I'll list all those unless you want to take a little screenshot, but it's lots of little pieces. And here is the template. So the template, before it overwhelms you, just look at these three things. Cut the slit, score at 4 1/4, and then all these little score marks. So we could do those now, and we'll just do one at a time. So it's not so overwhelming. All these little pieces, we'll do those in a minute. Okay, so cut the slit at 2 1/2 inches from 1 to 6 1/2. So what that means is put this in 2 1/2 inches. Let me make sure I've got that right. Not saying that I already tried it and I did it wrong. 2 1/2 inches from here to here. Okay. Okay, 2 1/2. And we're going to score it from 1 inch to 6 1/2 inches. So here's the 1 inch mark. 1 inch to 6 1/2. Okay. Step number 2, score it at 4 1/4. 4 1/4, and I'm going to score the wider part. This part is 3, this part is 2 1/2. So just like a regular card, that part is regular. Step number 3, score it at 1, 2, 3 1/4, 4 1/2, and 6 1/2. So here's 1 inch. Two inch, 3 1/4, 4 1/2, and 6 1/2. And when you're scoring and also cutting, if you score a little bit, I'll take a picture of this and put it on my blog. And my blog is JilliBling.com. But when you're scoring and cutting, if you happen to go just a little bit too far, or I'm looking at this like I scored maybe 1/4 of an inch too big, after this gets all decorated, you won't even notice it. So this one I'm going to try to do it with a different layout. So this one, the side step is on the left. This one I'm going to try to put the side step on the right. And if you wanted it the other way around, you could just flip it over and it would work on the left, this way. It doesn't really matter how the score line is. If you talk to a professional paper person, they might say, yes, the dent means you fold it that way, but it's okay either way. Okay, so now I have all of these little pieces that will fit right on here. And if you're like, wait a minute, that one has I have a piece of soft suede paper to attach right here and go up the top. But I have this one already attached because I already messed up, so I'm doing it again. I pulled it off really fast. That goes right here, right in the middle. And then this one could go right on here. Okay. This one is for the inside, right here. And there's no stamping on it, so I can attach it now. Sometimes when you attach all the pieces that don't have stamping, it seems like the card, all you have to do is just stamp the reindeer, and it's a little bit easier to, it's not so intimidating. Okay, and these go on this piece. They all go right here. So attach the soft suede piece first. Not quite sure how far up to put the glue on this piece, so I'll just put glue on here. And it does stick out a little bit higher. That's part of the plan. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. So, see how it's almost perfect? And if you wanted, you could pull it up just a little bit higher. I wonder if I could loosen it and, oh, I could still fix it. Okay, more glue. Now I know where to put the glue. So while it's still wet, just set it in place, close it up, and then you could still maneuver it a little bit. Or maybe not. It's going to stay. And you know what? After it's all decorated, you won't notice. Like that one is just maybe a 32nd of an inch different, but it's fine. Okay, and this one doesn't have stamping on it either, so we can attach these pieces. Early espresso. And this just gets the greeting put on it. Okay. Does it look like it's coming together already? So this piece, we're going to stamp trees on it. So nothing there. And this is just a layer, just a panel, a mat. And one for the inside. I don't leave you much room to write on the inside. Okay, so look at that. It's getting there. So this we'll put the trees on, or the words on, maybe the words. And I have quite a few little things done because I knew that inside, or all these pieces would take just a little bit of time. And we're going to do puff paint here in a minute too. Okay, so the words, I have them right here, and I used Versamark and copper embossing powder. So how about if that, let's try it over here this time. And, well, I think I should have, this has the trees on it. Okay, so this one could be stuck down. Probably shouldn't have put that one down, but that's okay. Okay, and then for the words, I'll put those on using a few dimensionals. And this is where the little girl, she could go right here. So if you do it on this side, which is wider, you don't see the detail over the darker colored cardstock. Okay, so you think I could put the trees? Well, you know what? Let me try something. So in the set, there are 2 different reindeer. There's a little girl and the bunny, a set of trees, and some great words. And there's dies for just about everything. These dies here are for the snow. So let's see what I've got done. Not everything. These are the things that are done. It is the standing up reindeer, the bunny, and I haven't yet colored the little girl and the other reindeer. So let's just get all the pieces done, and then we'll start assembling. So for the apple, I wanted it to be really bright, but at the same time really rich. So I'm using Cherry Dark and Poppy Parade. You're like, you just should have used just one color. But wait till I show you how nice and bright this apple becomes. And that's kind of like, the reindeer is one thing, but the little girl with the apple, we want her to shine. And then little girl, her coat is in soft seafoam. I was thinking, oh, a pink coat or a bright colored coat, but I want the reindeer and the apple to stand out. And if I colored them bright, your eye would be looking at everything. So there's going to be a little bit of coloring going on today. And her scarf, I did that in just smoky slate, and her gloves. Again, trying to have the apple stand out. And her little pants are in smoky slate. So it would have been fun to make those striped. Like different color stripes, but that would have been crazy. Crazy girl. Okay, and her boots are crumb cake. Lots of colors. Just little bits of lots of colors. Oop, I need to do a little bit more on her pants. Okay. And I'll color her face. What color? 900 or 700 or 1,000. How about 900? The other ones are really pink. I think I use those for the bunny ear. Okay, and so for the reindeer, I'm using Orchid Opulence. No, Orchid Oasis. If you've been with Stampin' Up! For long, you're like, Orchid Opulence? That one's kind of like fresh freesia from days gone by. So I like it because it's, orchid is like a purple color, but this almost looks like a bright, deep blue. I was going to try to do it purple, but I wasn't finding the right color purple. And then these little tassels are Regal color. I like a little bit of coloring, but not too much. I definitely wouldn't do 5 of these, or 10 of them. That's too much. Oop, went out of the line there. Okay, color lifter. Lift that color. I don't know how that happened. Okay, I'll go back and clean it up a little bit more in a minute. Okay, and then the reindeer, his little halter harness thing, I have that in SU 200. Just because I want it to be like a red-brown. And there's a lot of detail on all this, and I filled it in. But it's hard to color that tiny precisely. And this part. I was thinking, oh, I should do that in red. But it could get distracting. Then, this is Daffodil Dark. Could be the Jingle Bells. And these little bells, I think. And then this band. Okay, and I just left the rest of it white. Then suede, soft suede, dark for these little hooves. And you know, like these are like double, triple hooves. I don't know if reindeer's hooves are really like that. It's not like that on the front reindeer, but these are like double toes, and then they're laying down, like they should put heels on them or something. And then this part here, this fluffy scarf, I'm just doing it like a shade darker. Oh, and then the antler things are in soft suede dark. I'm just trying to put just a little bit of color, the soft suede dark, and I'll fill it in the rest of it with soft suede light. But I just want him to be a different color, a darker color than his body. Okay. So, soft suede light. Do a little bit of his scarf, necklace, furry thing. And then fill in the antlers, all the other spots. I hear a dog visiting me. Tomorrow he gets to go in and get a bath and all cleaned up. few weeks ago he was skunked, and it's still on him just a bit, but I'm sure Katie can take it off and clip his toenails so he's not so noisy. Okay, so that's soft suede light. And then the body will be in crumb cake. So fill in this. And then just wherever the shadows might be. A whole lot of coloring for one card. Okay. And the rest will be in crumb cake light. But let me try, because those are looking kind of not so good. And I'll get them one more time to, I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, crumb cake light to finish off the reindeer. Oh, his ear and his nose. I wanted those to have a hint of like a skin tone. How about 700? So just a little bit on his nose and a little bit in his ear. Okay, back to the reindeer. Okay, I think we're done coloring. And the bunny, I put a little bit of gray on bunny. Okay, so that is done. All those markers, whew. Lots of markers, but we're going to need soft succulent for the tree. So, let's see where we are. Okay, it's time to kind of assemble. I want the tree. I'm thinking it's just going to go right there. And I don't know if you could tell, but I did not do any shading. I just colored it all dark, because this one I colored dark. These here was the cutout piece I colored in light. I plan on doing something like that. It might have been good if I had some trees behind the words, but let's just try something different. Okay, that's just going to go there with a dimensional, or 2, or 3. And I'll put snow on that in just a minute. Puff paint. Kind of like it's sticking out up above there. Okay, and this one I'm going to have on the inside. But this one, oh, I kind of like that. like that. But it's like she's lost there. So that's where the snow comes in handy. The die cut snow. So I have all these pieces. I'll put it in here so you could see them. So this is the big one. Cut twice. One time here, here, just on a scrap paper. And I folded this in half to throw it away, and I thought, wait a minute. The other side of it, the reverse side, is fine. This is what the little snow looks like. This one right here. And then these are the big one on just bigger pieces. But I know I'll have to trim this. Okay, so back to, I might use that. See, that's fine right like that. But I think all the, how about, this could be here. And I know it's the same size as this inside paper, so I'll trim it to fit. And I'm okay with it being tall snow. That's fine. Okay, so this one can go right here. And I might put glue on the bottom and dimensionals on the top, just for a 3D look. Okay, and then this one wants a little snow. So that I'll put glue just on the bottom, and I might tuck a reindeer foot into there. It's a little bit longer, but that's okay. And these two, I'll save for the inside, those two pieces. And I wonder, maybe I'll just use some of this. Nope, I cut that crooked. Okay, so that could go there. Maybe a medium. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, those get to be the same size. Okay, snow, and it will be a little bit more obvious once the puff paint is on here. So glue at the bottom, and look at that. Dimensionals at the top. That's too big. And are you like, wait a minute, it's not at the bottom, but that's what this extra piece will be, right here at the bottom. And that one will be just plain old dimensionals only. Okay, because that side is so small, it gets glue. Okay, Can you see those 3 layers of snow? There you go. Okay, so save some for the inside. So this one, the reindeer, but I think I need to do the puff paint. So let's do puff paint now. So for the puff paint, if you haven't worked with it before, it's very liquidy. So when you go to tip it, it comes out a lot. So just if you're aware of that, it's okay. But as soon as it comes out, then you could start getting a finer line of it. So for puff paint, I'm going to do it on the trees, and I'm going to start down at the bottom because I know that will be covered. And I'm just going to do a zigzag the whole way. You could try to do it really precise if you want, but no need. Then a little bit on here, like it's snowy, snowbanks, and that won't be seen very much. And then right here on the edge. And then same thing here, right on the edge of these. Extra spots are fine. Lots of puff paint. So when you go to heat the puff paint, which we'll do with our heat tool, just stay on the puff paint until it puffs. It's not shiny anymore. And after it's puffed, move on because it burns really easy. And try to keep it flat because if I had this upright, it might drip. Isn't that fun? And we'll do a little bit more on the inside. But that's kind of like icing on the cake. That makes the whole project. So the reindeer, maybe it could be half in the snowbank and the other half out. So he's going to be stuck on here. I'm just going to do glue on his feet and then maybe a dimensional under there. Okay, so I'm going to start out just by putting his feet on. Get that tucked in there. Okay. And then I have dimensionals all the way to the soft suede line. So I'm going to do a mini dimensional under his nose and under his antlers. Okay, and then the little girl. She could be like climbing through the snow. It's like, what layer should I put her? Maybe more in the middle, because that's a whole lot of white space. Okay, right there. So up to her knees is glue and then a dimensional under her torso. Okay, glue up to her knees. And a dimensional on her torso. I don't want to cover up her boots too much. They're really cute. Okay. Looking good. Okay, so for the inside, that part's already done, other than maybe some snow. I don't know if I could use that. And then this piece will go here. Oh, so I need an inside grading. So on the outside is the verse. So how about just Merry Christmas? So I'll do that, and I guess I could do it in embossing powder. This is a brand new stamp. Here, pretend like you don't see me doing this. I think it makes mine work better. Okay, Merry Christmas. Oh, that's good. Pretty, but is it crooked? It's crooked. I'll try one more time. You know what? When in doubt, if you take the words Merry and line it up with the edge of the block, even if this rubber were going uphill, I would know to line up the top edge of the paper with the top of the block. Let's see if that works better. That's better. Okay. Should I try to put some trees in here? I'll show you how I did the trees. Not that it's hard, but they're so detailed, it's almost impossible to color them proper. So, right there in the middle. So to color these in, and keep in mind, I'm going to use, just a minute, what color did I do the front? I'm going to use the puff paint on here. So if there's white spots remaining, because it's almost impossible to get in all this fine detail, the puff paint will fill in anything or pretend like you planned on doing that little white spot. Like, see, I didn't get the tip of it. But once you put the puff paint on, it works pretty good. It's okay. And I'm going to put some snow down here, so I'm not going to color too much down there, just a little bit. And the reindeer and the bunny rabbit are going to cover a lot of this too. Okay, so you can tell that I didn't color that in good at all, but there's definitely green, soft succulent trees. So that's going to go in here. And the snow will go here. think I might have to make that shorter. Or maybe I could do bigger snow here. That's for the bunny rabbit. Oh, no. There's a bunny over here. I'll just do puff paint through there. And then he'll go here. But I think that this needs to be shorter because it's covering up too much of the trees. So just a minute. Okay, so do dimensionals at the top and glue on the bottom. I could see the trees peeking through there. Can't have that. There, that's better. Oop. Might have to have puff paint. Everything has puff paint. And you know what? The clearance rack, today is December 1st. The clearance rack refreshed today in puff paint. That bottle, I think it's normally $3.60. It's on sale right now for $1.80. So if you want to try puff paint, this is the time to do it. Get it now. Order it quick because I have a feeling it will be gone quick. Okay, so we just need puff paint on the trees and on the snow, and that's it. And on that little smudgy. Okay, so I'm thinking, where can I have lots of puff paint and it be okay? Thinking down here where, so I give the tip, and then, oops, lots of it went to the top. Maybe I'll try to smooth that out. Ooh, just be a lot of snow up there. Okay, and across this snowbank, and then just some random to fill in the white. Okay, and that's not sticking. Hold down. I put glue on it. I don't know if it's going to hold. It's like there's a dimensional there. Do I need to be puffed up or not? Okay, time to puff, and it's going to be big, a big clump of snow right there. So if you don't color your trees in good, no problem. It's just snow. Snow, snow. Okay, so, oh, I really don't want to cover the trees. Okay, he could be right here. And the bunny can be half hiding in there. Oh, how about that? Because this part doesn't move. Yeah. Okay, so glue on the feet, and then dimensionals, just so it doesn't get into that little crease right there. So the feet get glue, and the rest get dimensionals. Lots of dimensionals. Okay, so he's just kind of creeping over to here. He's like, hey, 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 little bunny. Okay, and little bunny will get 2 little dimensionals. So I'm going to do at least one other using this bundle, something for class. I think if the girls had to do this, it would drive them crazy. Okay, so there is Regal Reindeer Sidestep card. Thanks for watching, and if you can, hit like and share. It'd be appreciated. Have a great evening. Bye.